So I've been missing for a while because uh, while driving the truck, I tore my rotator cuff and I couldn't drive anymore. So I lost the last couple of trucks that I had. And I ended up in Denver so I could get the mental health that I needed and to try to rebuild after the losses I've suffered. And I just had my rotator cuff surgery. I'm still fresh. I'm only 14 days out from surgery. And I've been struggling to pay rent here in Denver because the rent here is high. But, as a trucker, I could afford my apartment. But probably about, I got the apartment in October. In March, that was it. My last truck was repossessed because I couldn't drive because of my rotator. I just couldn't, I could not drive safely, you know? And to me, that was more important than money. So I had to give up the truck. So I didn't have a job, no income. I had already used all my short-term disability last year when I was jumping out of the windows and stuff when I left in Toby. But when I came to Denver, I remember how to get help. I remembered that. And I got all the help that I needed, you know, and they're helping me pay my rent because I can't work. But, it doesn't guarantee that it's going to get to the landlord on time. So my eviction is still processing because of the $1,000 that I'm short that I have to come out of pocket with. And I don't have it yet. I thought I was going to be able to wait and add it to July's rent, and then I can pay both of those when my short-term disability kicked back in again, because I had to wait. I had used up my benefits, so I had to wait 6 months to reapply, and I just reapplied with my rotator cuff surgery. And God planned my rotator cuff surgery right when my benefits could start back. So that was a crazy 6 months. So while I'm here, I keep going through psychosis, and it's a cycle every month. Every month for 10 days. I don't know who I am, what I am, how I am, you know, but I'm aware of those feelings, and I'm grounded. But it's like I'm outside of my body watching everything that's going on around me, you know, for 10 days, and that's very scary, and I'm aware that I'm not in my right mind. I hear voices. Uh, they don't they scared me for a while, but they don't tell me negative things at all. And they have different pitch, different sounds. It's very weird for me. And I'm Christian, so it kind of bothered me. But what I noticed was if I stopped being scared and I started to listen, you know, I could sort of calm down because they're not threatening or menacing. But I hear them. And that's disturbing because I know mental health symptoms, and I know that's one of a big one for schizophrenia. So we're testing for it. Hopefully it comes out good. But no matter what disease I get or disorder, I'm aware while I'm in the sickness. So that's the beauty in this. But the problem is, I'm unemployed. I don't have any income. I don't have any family I can go and live with. It's just me. My first husband took the children, destroyed me, but I built back up. And the second husband destroyed me financially. So I got to build back up. But this time I got to take time for me because I went a little further than I did the first time when I got sick. So this time is a little deeper. So right now, I I'm at Wellpower. They handle my mental health. That's my psychiatrist and my therapist. I have Next Chapter. I go there for all kind of open art studios and things, you know what I'm saying? And tools and arts and crafts stuff to keep my mind occupied so I don't think on negative things while I'm sick. And I have my doctor's office that handles every single illness that I have. I am very anaphylactic, so I gave Denver a good shock when I first got here, but everybody's back on board and we're doing good. The only problem we having is I can't pay rent, and my rent is like $2,600 a month. I live in downtown Denver. And I have to live here. I have to live here for sanity reasons, you know? So, and it's my doctor's. I don't even need a car, which is a great thing I felt like I could give up. But my rent right now would be covered by my disability until I started my job because I have to get a specific job. That's why I started my business, because most people don't really know how to handle a person with mental illnesses. So me starting my own company gave me the leeway to not be in the employment setting or the employer-employee setting, even though I had plenty of employees, you know, but I've never been able to work a normal 9 to 5 job. Um, but I could do entrepreneur type stuff. So I did very well with that. I was successful in that and comfortable with it. So when I came here and I realized I have to get a job, because I can't drive trucks anymore, and I can't mentally handle freight brokering with 400 or 500 loads a day. I just can't do that right now. I pray that I can get that back, but I don't know. So right now the issue is my rent, and it's 10,000, and I've gotten 8,000 that I have to pay to avoid eviction, and I'm only short $1,098 to avoid the eviction on Wednesday. But it's crazy because I'm like, maybe I should let the eviction go through, because why do I need to pay $2,600? I don't have any furniture in here. There's no furniture in the entire apartment. I can show you. Only my workstation, my computer desk. Yeah, only my computer desk from my brokering days. But that's it. There's no furniture here. And I paid $2,600 a month for my rent because I need a roof over my head, you know? Couldn't find anything cheaper. And even if I found something cheaper, I still couldn't even afford it. I couldn't even afford $600 a month. I don't have any income, you know? But when I got here, so many organizations have helped me. And I went back to some things that I learned from my mom when I was a child. I watched how she could uh, get benefits for herself because she was disabled, you know? And I went back to that time. And while I'm in Denver, I'm contacting all the right people to make sure I get everything in order. But, you know, of course, even if I get disability, that still is not enough to cover rent. But I got a job, and that's still not enough to cover the rent. So, you know, that's the only thing I hated about a job. Like, why do you have people working and they still can't afford a place to put over their head? Like, why are we paying for roofs over our head? Like, this is insane that we do this. But that doesn't matter. The fact that I am comfortable in this moment and I'm receiving this moment as a tribulation to where I'm headed, because I know where I came from and I know what I healed from. So this one is not going to beat me. And it didn't. Even when I got to say, I hear voices. What? Come on, God. You play too much. Anyway, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I'm not giving up. I love everyone. Too much to give up. Yeah. Let's see how beautiful this turns out. And if I have to go on the street, if I do have to end up like homeless or anything like that, I've already looked at the shelter I want to go to, you know? Like when God tells you, be still, I'm like, okay, I'm not fighting to pay rent where I ain't got no furniture, no nothing. Why do I need to be here? Put me in a place where I don't have to worry about rent so I can focus on my mental health and getting better. Because every month when that rent due and I ain't got the money and I got to go harass these organizations for it, that's a job in itself, you know? Feel like I'm doing cold calls or something. trying to get the rent paid, you know, with no family, no friends. I'm on my own, you know, but I'm thankful for the experience. You know, this is probably what I have to do. And I don't mind a couple of days in the shelter. I work in the shelter. I work in the homeless shelter. Ain't nothing wrong with working in a homeless shelter and sleeping in another homeless shelter. Because my homeless shelter is for men. So I got to go find somewhere else to sleep. But if they would have took women, I would have been good. You know? And and it's a director position. Like, wow. At a homeless shelter. Because of all my experience. You know? But I'm going to be a homeless director. Ain't that crazy? Like, I really went this low. And am this smart, you know? Practically. Got a master's practically in experience, you know, for logistics. This is crazy. And I could possibly be homeless on Wednesday. And we're all preparing me for it if I don't come up with the $1,000. But the $1,000 is not important because you got to come up with next month, and the disability ain't come through yet, you know? How you gonna focus on classes and work and all this, and you can't pay for a roof over your head? That's gonna be difficult, you know. But I'm trusting this process. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. But you're gonna see some growth. I've been through some things. Y'all about to witness God at work. I promise you.